So we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first live session of the year on YouTube. This is my live after having a 1-2 year break. So anyway, the whole thing of it all is number one, I'll talk a little bit about why I'm having this live. Number two, how often I'm having this live, and the third is I'm going to talk a little bit about how to start saving for 2024, right? So, with regards to the first question, why am I even having this live? Basically, I realized that every time when I create a video, I take forever to answer people's comments and whatnot, and I sincerely apologize for that. Right? I think one of the best ways to actually to communicate with everyone, I feel like, is maybe having a live session, right? And that way, you can actually get straight feedback from me, right? As opposed to sending an email or sending a text back and forth, right? And I know some friends are actually trying to get a hold of me, and it's been months since actually I managed to see you guys lah, basically, right? So that's the first thing, right? The second thing is how often am I going to have this live? Basically, I'm going to have this live. I'll try to have this live almost every other day, right? And the concept of this live is basically how to be financially independent, right? How to be financially independent. With this lifestyle, I'm just going to show you the step by steps on what I did lah, right? For me to actually retire on a very relatively young age lah, right? So a little background or a little backdrop about myself, right? If I know some of you guys actually have seen me actually live, especially on YouTube, right? Especially during the pandemic, right? And at that point in time, I'm sure you already know that I've retired already. And that was maybe 1 or 2 years I've been retired, right? And the whole thing of it all, how I managed to do so was that I used to work in the financial industry, right? Or I worked in the financial industry. And during that time when I worked in the financial industry, I actually gathered a lot of knowledge on how to save and how to invest, right? And this was where I saved up a little bit, right? And once I actually, and the whole pandemic hit, right? And I still remembered at that point in time a couple of things, right? Number one, a lot of organizations they did not want to hire anyone, right? They did not want to hire anyone, so it was very difficult for people to actually get jobs, especially during the pandemic, right? That's the first thing. Second thing was that once you reach a certain age, especially in the financial industry, they try not to hire people once you reach a certain age, right? So it gets a little bit expensive, right? So that's the second thing. And the third thing was that looking at the overall pandemic, right? A lot of people were just like so takut to just even go to the office. Even I was afraid to actually even go close to my neighbor. And one time I still remembered there was this article which came out lah. Like, they had like a jogging track, if you happen to jog at the same vicinity as a person, right? There could be a chance you may contract the, whatever that is lah, right? So at that point in time, I was super takut lah. So obviously, I wouldn't want to, I didn't want to risk my life, right? So I just decided, just retire lah for 1 or 2 years, right? And so basically, that's the reason why I'm having this live is basically I'm going to talk about my journey on how I managed to do so lah, right? And which will come into today's topic lah, which is how to even retire, right? If we have zero savings, if we have zero financial knowledge, right? How do we even start, right? Basically, my answer to that, the best way to start is to just start, right? And start horribly, right? With this life also, right? I know I'm making 110 mistakes in this life already, right? That being said, the only way we can get better is just by starting, right? So what I will do if I have zero savings, And if I wanted to have a retirement plan, if I wanted to have a portfolio, or if I wanted to have a bunch of stocks where I can invest in, the first thing I'll do, this is the most important thing, right? Which is to write down all your expenses. When you write down all your expenses, then you will have an awareness of where your money goes, right? You see, the whole thing of it all is that if we don't know where our money goes and we just simply spend our money lah, I know a lot of people lah, even before the end of the month, right? Half of the month already, right? The money all gone already. Like, wow, right? And I know that I also have colleagues, right, which had bonuses, which were amazing bonuses. By the second month, everything gone already. And I'm like, hey, how do you guys manage to do this, right? So basically, right, by writing down all your expenses, this is another word for it lah, is budgeting lah, right? Once you have written down all your expenses, what you want to do is to write down beside each expenses whether they are wants versus needs, right? Whether they are wants versus needs, right? The whole thing of it all is that wants are things that we like to have, needs are the things that we need to survive on. So let me give you a couple of expenses which are considered as needs. The first thing is this is what we learn in Alam Manusia. I don't know. Maybe I'm backdating myself by saying this lah. But we learned this. We have 4 basic needs as human beings, right? The first is a place to stay, right? That's the first need that we need. Second is food and shelter. Food and shelter lah are our needs. The third thing is makanan, pakaian, clothes, right? And I think these are the 3 needs: makanan, pakaian, tempat tinggal, and I can't remember right now off the top of my head lah. But these are the basic needs that we need as a human being. So expenses which are tied to our living conditions or our monthly living, that will be our need, like rental, like our interest payments for our house, right? Those are needs, right? Second need is something like, what we consume, like we need to eat, right? So on a daily basis, those are needs. The third one would be things like clothes, right? It's, I guess, difficult for us humans to actually go outside if we don't have, I guess, wearables lah, basically, right? And the fourth need is this lah, basically, internet. I feel now more and more internet is an expenses which are considered as a need bucket, right? That being said, however, the expenses which are wants could probably be things like going to the cinema, right? Or going for vacation. Sometimes going for vacation feels like a need, right? Like, oh my gosh, we just need to go for vacation, right? And trust me, I know how that feels. This is year end. Everywhere I go, I see so many people around, right? But the whole thing of it all is once we break down our expenses between wants and needs, right? We have a clearer picture of how much we spend on our wants. Once we have the expenses for our wants, try to start cutting down those expenses on a monthly basis, right? So let me give you guys a very quick example, right? And I use this for a lot of my talks, especially for my financial literacy talk, right? Say, for instance, right now, person A goes to the office and likes to take a Grab every day to the office. Instead, this person actually opts to take the MRT or the public transport. By doing so, this person saves about, say, 7 ringgit, right? So that's 7 ringgit, right? If this person invests in an asset which gives about 13%, if I'm not mistaken, right? If not mistaken. In 30 years, only 2 habits: saving and investing. That money, guys, take a compounding calculator. You will see this particular amount. That amount, right? After saving and investing, you'll get about 800K 800K by just changing one habit, which is stop taking the cab, take the MRT, and with the money that you saved, you just invest it, right? Guys, this is the power of good habits and also investing. So I hope that you guys actually, picked up some things from this live session, right? Yeah, I'm going to have another live session sometime very, very soon. Like I said, I'm going to try to make this a habit, and like investing, right? I'm actually investing also, and building assets, right? Or maybe having more and more live sessions with everyone, right? And hopefully we can build a strong community in a couple of months ahead, right? And yeah, for my first live session, I can see like maybe 4 or 5 people. So I thank you guys so very much. I cannot see the names from my cell phone, unfortunately, but I thank you guys very, very much. If you guys want to say hello, I can say hi back. I know I have a lot of old friends here. Yes, I know. And I know I sincerely apologize for just, going for a 2-year holiday, right? The whole thing of it all was, I just want to tell you guys where I went missing, right? So during the whole MCO, what happened was a friend of mine called me up and says, "Hey, you want to come join us? He says, you want to?" Then I say, "What do I do?" He says, you can actually create content. And also at the same time, help out more and more people. So I was like, yeah, that sounds like a really cool idea. And lo and behold, I'm actually, helping more people out right now, right? Doing seminars and whatnot, right? So that being said, however, I'm still here and telling you guys, my YouTube fam, I've never left, right? I only took a small little break, but I'm back. So I'm really excited to see you guys again, and let's make this a regular session, right? With that, before I end, I just want to tell you guys normally I'll probably have this live session around maybe 10 or 11 o'clock Malaysian time, right? Right now I'm trying to sleep early also so 10, 11 o'clock, I'm going to have these live sessions, just talk a little bit, and then after that, end of session right? So yeah, with that, take care, and hope to see you guys very, very soon. Take care, guys.